Hey, Engraver here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing well today. I wanted to take the time to say that I am offering composition lessons online. So if you have any interest in composing electronic music or acoustic music, I do have those services for you. Let's go ahead and start with electronic music. As you can see here, this is my Logic Pro, or one of my many Logic Pro projects. And if you had any interest in producing music in a digital audio workstation like Logic Pro and releasing it in a professional or semi-professional way, I have the steps, the tools, and the resources to get you going with that. As it is with my violin lessons, I don't have the student obligated to be in session with me for more than a month. So all that to say is that it would be a monthly contract. With Logic Pro, however, I do recommend 2 months with lessons, because I do have an 8-week course in Logic Pro that I had structured last summer, and I did have a couple successful classes with that. And it's just going over all the basics, everything you need to know in Logic in order to diligently practice and work through it, to the point where you can actually send it off to a professional mixer or mastering engineer. So I've got the tools for you there. So that's electronic music. If you want to produce some good sounds, some good harmonies, a bass line, you want to know how to compose a really good rhythmic kit and melody in Logic Pro, I've got the services for you, the expertise. If you've known me or known this channel, you know that I compose music, but I do have a couple degrees in music. Actually, I have 3 degrees in music, 2 of which are music composition degrees. So I know what I'm talking about. I've been composing music for about 15 years and producing and releasing music for about 3 years. So this is electronic music. But let's go ahead and talk about acoustic music. So before I got started in electronic music, I had years of experience in acoustic music. I'm a professional violinist. I've played violin for 25 years. And of the 15 years of composing music, about 9 or 10 of those years were dedicated to acoustic music. So whether that was a solo piece, for violin or piano or trumpet or clarinet, whatever the case is, to a duet, to a trio, to a string quartet, to a 10-piece ensemble, I do have a lot of experience with acoustic music and also things like the notation as you see here. Now, with acoustic music, I would also present the fundamentals of music theory. Things like harmonic structure, phrasing, and all of that goes into a nice polished sound as far as music composition, that musical narrative that you hear in your favorite popular music, traditional progressive bluegrass, metal, rock, whatever the case may be. You need to know the fundamentals of music theory in order to compose music. So this would be the acoustic route. If you had interest in electronic music, but really need to know the basics of acoustic music, or if you just want to compose orchestra music, this would be the way to go. Now, this here is a composition exercise that I just decided to do on the fly a couple days ago. This is a traditional AABA form, which I would, of course, elaborate on in the lesson. Maybe I'd give you a bit of a tease if you don't know what that is now. But let's go ahead and hear this traditional 4-part writing that you would learn in music theory, and we'll take it away. And that's a very basic, very much a standard of 4-part writing that you would learn to structure and analyze. Now, with the AABA form, as the title implies, we've got an A melody, a repeat of that A melody, a new melody for B, and another A melody, a recap, a recapitulation to be specific. So the first 4 bars, as you can see here, that is the A melody with, just a standard bass line and maybe a little bit of variation of the same A melody. The one variation is this 4th beat here on the 3rd bar to here with that little passing tone. And then the beat melody is something, completely different with completely different, well, not completely, but with different harmony and a different melodic line, hence the name B. And then a standard recapitulation of the first 4 bars. So that is your basic, that's one of the basic forms. Also, sonata form, the ABA form, would be something you would learn as a composer there. So I would be really happy to show you the ropes, from the very basic fundamentals of notation to, structuring something like this. Even though it sounds early Baroque, it doesn't sound like anything like pop music or whatever music you do like. There's a lot that goes into just this right here that I am really happy to show you. I love talking about music. I love talking about composition. And so I would love to teach you some composing skills and teach you how to produce some nice music in the future. So if you are interested in composition lessons, whether it's electronic music with the digital audio workstation Logic Pro, or acoustic music, the standard, basic fundamentals of composition and music theory, just go ahead and send me an email. I'll include my email in the description below, and I'd be happy to touch base with you. So hope to hear from you. And until I see you next, keep producing if you are producing, and definitely keep preserving the art and music you love. Take care.